Tony.
There's a break in there. Come on, break.
What's your 20, buddy?
Everton, what's yours?
Forward. What's Center City, Philadelphia, Roger?
Roger. What's the old handle?
Dollar 1, Comstock Kid, Roger.
Oh, 10-4 Comstock Kid. This is Tiny out here in Havertown. 10-4.
10-4 there, Tony. 10-4. Yes, I have the copy up there.
Oh, not too bad. Coming up here about a 10.
All right, on the bench, I got a President Madison. This one here belongs to Rod. And he actually sent in, I did a unit in AR 144 a few days ago for him, and he also has this Madison here. So this belonged to his dad. And the note here says he wants the full service. It was my father's radio, so I don't know much repair history, so good luck. He had someone put in the phase lock loop box. Told me he had some bad solder joints, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, leave the clock in. I'm trying to keep it somewhat close to stock. So he wants to remove that. This is a Dectron model DS2. This is the first one I've ever seen like this. I've seen a couple of different styles of, expanders, but this one is just a mechanical switches, like rotary switches. And you can, rather than using a rotary encoder, you just use this here. These little, just rotary. The 5 stays, and then you can do the rest of them, and then you can change the 27 to 26 megahertz. But we originally talked about keeping this, and so I tried. I got it working. It did have some bad solder joints, but the lower sideband crystal, because what you do is you take the 3 crystals out. You take the AM, upper sideband, lower sideband crystals. So this is an 858 sideband chassis, and you take those out and you replace them with Dectron crystals. Well, the lower sideband crystal is a bit out of spec, and I could probably add some capacitance to it to get it back into spec, but I fear that it's just going to continue to go and pretty much I would say just completely break. So originally he wanted it removed anyway, so we had talked, and he said just go ahead and take it out. So that's what we're gonna do. Fortunately I have some parts chassis, so I got the crystals right there. Good original crystals. I myself am starting to run low on certain parts, including crystals. This is my last set of complete set of crystals I have for this radio, for this chassis. So I myself am running low on a lot of stuff, and there's not a lot of places out there that you can still get crystals. There are, but it's difficult and pricey. But anyway, including Ken's Electronics is my go-to when it comes to crystals. I'm sure those who are in the electronics repair world, everybody kind of knows Ken's Electronics. But anyway, so he wants to replace all the caps, the weak poly dip caps, anything else it needs. I think maybe he's referring to the tantalum capacitors. Yeah, I changed those out. Definitely a bad spot in these, a weak spot in these chassis. Replace all wheat lights with white LEDs. Meters are black, so they may need to be brighter. If possible, I would like the mode indicator lights for AM green, USB yellow, and LSB red. So yeah, you could do it on these Presidents because the filter is not, I'm pretty sure it'll still shine through. I'll check. I know the Washington, the red filter, the lens that goes over this, it just completely kills anything other than red. So I'll have to see. But he also said it's not a big deal if it's not possible. But I honestly forget. But I'll have to see if that's a red filter. If there's a red filter in there, it's probably not going to work. But got a stuck meter. And he wants a variable on the back of the radio. That's fine. That's easy to do. And yeah, that's basically it. So he wants white LEDs for the clock, and he wants them to come on, turn on and off with the radio itself. So I'll wire them to the actual switch. So you see there's no channel selector, channel display. That's because that takes the, you disconnect that and that takes the place of the display. So, all right, well, let me get to this. I will get this thing, first is take this out, put those crystals in, make sure everything is okay first. Then I don't see why I wouldn't, but anyway, that's the first step. Get this thing hooked back up, and then make sure everything is cool, and then go ahead with the recap, and yeah, we'll take it from there. Let me get this thing removed first. So these are the crystals. Swap those 3 in. Looks like only pin 19 was cut from the ground. So easy repair. So now I just gotta take the tape off of this, and hopefully everything is okay under there. And then let's plug it back in. I gotta get that residue off. Hopefully it'll come off okay. Alright, let me get this thing recapped. Also looks like a mode light is out. The upper sideband. So it's gonna have to be addressed anyway. So hopefully I'll be able to put in the colors he wants. Alright, so I don't know if you're aware, maybe you are, maybe you're not, of the capacitor that goes bad. It's a tantalum on these particular chassis. On most of them, it's called, the label is C179, and it's a 2.2 25 volt tantalum. Creates couple of different issues on the radio, but when you're recapping these, if it hasn't been changed out, at least to another tantalum or just to a regular electrolytic of the same value, then that needs to be done. But you're going to notice here, I have it zoomed in on C17. For some reason, on some chassis, it is not C179, but you're going to know which one it is because it'll be in between the 2 test points for your driver and your final biases. That's the one you got to change out, whether it's C17 or C179. So in this particular radio, you can see you have 2 of them. So there's C17A, which is on a completely other side, and then C17B. C17B is the one you want to change out. I don't know why they did that, but it is what it is. So now you know. C17A is over here somewhere. Yeah, C17. Even though they don't label them A and B, this one is A, and then the other one is B. So B is the one you want to change out. Alright, so I'm just going to put, what I normally do is I just put another electrolytic in there. So, works fine. This one's a 50 volt. So, yeah, just a regular electrolytic in there. You don't need to put a tantalum back in there. Alright, so the customer also wanted the clarifier mod done. So what I did was I just clipped the wires and then heat shrunk the ends of them and then just put original clarifier in case somebody ever wanted to return the clarifier back to its original state. It's just a matter of connecting these two wires and putting in that diode and the resistor. So I try to do that whenever possible, so that way, yeah, it just makes things easier, that's all. So, alright, clarifier mod is done. Alright, she's done. Nice and clean. Actually, you can see my reflection in the clock face there. And it's nice and clean now. That was pretty hazy. So, got the mode lights in. So you got the green, the yellow, and the red. It's like an orangey yellow, but that's yellow. We got the LED in the clock. So, I know you really can't tell. You might be able to tell, but just enough glow. Actually, I could probably draw the curtains and shut the bench light off. And we can actually see how that looks. But just enough glow. Really no hot spots on the light. There's only space for one bulb. And that's where the colon is, or the two dots. Yeah, so it's looking good. Oh, 420. You know what time that is. I got the 1 meter was stuck, but I actually opened up both of them just to make sure that, you know, they were both working right. Because last thing you want to do is send somebody home with, you know, with 1 meter and then have the other meter get locked up. So I opened up both of them and make sure that they were both working. Clarifier is unlocked. Got the mode lights. LED. Recap. Aligned. Variable in the back. That's what he wanted. So we got a variable in the back. Yeah, looking good. What a good looking radio. Not a scratch on her, really. You know, and I'm just happy that I was able to get this radio going. You know, one of the better parts of what I do is getting these old radios going, but also knowing that this belonged to his dad, and now he actually has a functioning radio. So, yeah, it kind of makes my day, really, you know, knowing that another one of these was saved, you know. So, anyway, let's go do our usual tests. Do transmit, and we'll do, you know, the usual. Transmit test, receive sensitivity, and we'll hear how it sounds on the monitor radio, and we'll hook her up to the antenna and see if we can get a radio check. Alright, well, there's an S9 going to her. Okay. See what she's doing for sensitivity. Sonata is on. This is a big bass, so you're just gonna have to trust me on this one. That's minus 100. Alright. Minus 110. Let me get this volume up. Alright. Almost there. Minus 110. That's... I'll just set it right to 12. See what we got. Alright, what is that? Minus 110, 11, 12, 13. Oh, sorry. 13? And 12, yeah, 13. Minus 113 dBm, 12 dB a second. That's really good. Alright, let's give this an S9 again. I want everybody to go deaf. I'm already deaf. It's just from years of being in the truck shop, but... Alright, there we go. Should be an S9 again. It is. Alright. Let's go ahead and do transmit. Alright, so let's look at the variable. So we should go from 2 watts should be enough for him to do whatever he needs to do with that. So we go from 2, actually, we'll do this, 2, up to just over 5. Alright, so that's what he's got for a range there. obviously we'll just leave it right around 4 there, which is, yeah, just right around there. So here we go. Here's your variable. Perfect. All right. Let me can actually see what she's doing on the scope as well. Yeah, I didn't say that before, but fortunately this radio was untouched other than that PLL expander. So, yeah, AMC is adjusted right at 100%, and we can check that out right now. Perfect waveform right there. Alright, we put her on the monitor radio. Alright guys, I got the mic gain about halfway. I think I got the squeal down to a minimum here. Let's check out lower sideband. Check, check, check. Check 1, check 2, check, check, check. Checking out the audio on this. President Madison. Check, check. Audio, audio.
Cover up on. He was looking to see if the 5 gear was worn down. So the
It's 35 upper sideband.
sort of dancing around, not staying locked, if you know what I mean. But when he pulled the cover off the front, me and him were dumbfounded at how clean and beautiful it looked inside. We're like, well, no issue there. 96,000 miles. Literally, he freaking pulled the front cover off. And when I come over, Eddie, I look down at the crank pulley and I'm like, wow, look how clean that is. Oh yeah, this is that little blue truck that I had him rescue from across the street from my dad's old girlfriend's house out in Leominster. The thing was just waiting
local
in
guys.
the backyard because the original owner passed away. So thank goodness Andrew got it out of there. Been a great little truck too.
I don't know, Leominster is maybe 60, 70 miles away from me.
Distributor with a little TBI throttle body injection, and sometimes that little bitch likes to knock when you just barely tip it into the throttle. That's characteristic for the Dukes. I had a couple.
Use some better fuel, higher octane fuel.
I don't think you throw any power at his hand, though. Oh, in a perfect world, I'd love it if we were a little bit older in the years. Because in a perfect world, he tells me to get screwed, but I'm like, Jesus, we just rip this crappy TBI off, put a vacuum advanced distributor on, and a little 2-barrel, and this thing would be a ripper.
2-barrel? What size engine is it?
Yeah, I'll just take a couple of the emeralds, and I'll trade them in for gold. Very clever, very clever. Okay, Andrew and Mike, I'll get you on the mobile. Over now. Hey, Black Tiger, I'm leaving the driveway. I'll text you. Oh, look at this secret squirrel. Oh! You better believe he's like water, you know? The water like in the toilet. I think it was that movie Waterworld with Kevin Costner. But anyways, drive safe, brother. Like I said, Kojak, if you're still listening, this microphone is absolutely possessed. Because I was just coming out of the bathroom, and the microphone...
I think I did pretty good with that clock. Alright guys, thanks for watching.